Some books don't just teach, they awaken something deep within. This rare book finds you when you're ready is not just a collection of words, but a guide meant to appear in your life when you are prepared for transformation. If you've come across this book, it means your consciousness is seeking a shift. It's designed to help you unlock hidden wisdom, understand your purpose, and realign with your true self. The journey within these pages is about self-discovery, growth, and accessing higher levels of awareness. Introduction. Some books do not come into your life by mere coincidence. They appear when you are truly prepared to receive their wisdom, when your consciousness has reached a level where you are ready to embrace deeper truths. This is one of those books. It is not just a collection of words, but a gateway to transformation, a silent guide that arrives when your soul is calling for something more. Perhaps you have felt an unexplainable restlessness, a feeling that there is something beyond the surface of daily life that you cannot quite grasp. Maybe you have been searching for answers but have yet to find the right questions to ask. This book does not claim to hold all the answers, nor does it dictate a singular path, but it serves as a catalyst, awakening something within you that has been dormant for too long. It is not designed to convince you of anything, but rather to remind you of what you already know deep within, truths that have always been there, hidden beneath layers of conditioning, distractions, and societal expectations. The reason this book has found you now is because you are at a stage where you are open enough to receive its message. Had you come across it earlier, you might have dismissed it, overlooked its significance, or failed to grasp the depth of what it offers. But at this moment, something inside you has aligned with the frequency of these words, drawing you toward them in a way that defies logical explanation. This is how knowledge, wisdom, and transformation often work, not as something forced upon you, but as something that unfolds when you are ready. The world operates in patterns of energy, synchronicity, and resonance, and whether you are consciously aware of it or not, you are being guided toward experiences, people, and information that match your current state of awareness. This book is a part of that process. It has arrived in your hands at the right time, when you are prepared to see, hear, and feel what it has to offer. As you immerse yourself in these pages, you may begin to feel a shift, a subtle but undeniable sense that something within you is being stirred. This is not just about learning new ideas. It is about remembering who you truly are beyond the limitations that have been placed upon you. The words in this book are merely triggers, unlocking doors in your mind that have remained shut for too long, waiting for the right moment to open. Some of what you read may feel strangely familiar, as if you have encountered these truths before but had forgotten them. Others may challenge your current way of thinking, pushing you to reconsider beliefs you once held as absolute. This is the nature of growth. Real transformation does not come from passively absorbing information, but from questioning, reflecting, and allowing new perspectives to expand your understanding of reality. Unlike conventional books that serve purely as entertainment or surface-level knowledge, this one interacts with you in a way that is deeply personal. It will not resonate the same way with everyone, because each reader will take from it exactly what they need at this moment in their journey. Some may find immediate clarity, experiencing breakthroughs that redefine their lives, while others may simply feel a subtle shift in awareness, an intuitive nudge that sets them on a new path. It does not matter how quickly or dramatically the impact occurs. What matters is that the process has begun. This book will continue to work on your subconscious mind long after you have put it down, planting seeds of thought that will grow over time. You may find yourself returning to certain passages months or even years later, discovering new layers of meaning that you had not perceived before. This is because true wisdom does not reveal itself all at once. It unfolds gradually, in alignment with your level of understanding. If you are still reading these words, then you are ready for what lies ahead. There is something within you that has already begun to awaken, even if you cannot fully articulate it yet. The world you have known up until now may start to look different, not because it has changed, but because your perception of it is evolving. You may start noticing signs, synchronicities, and messages that you previously ignored. You may feel an inner shift, a deeper connection to yourself and the universe. This book is not here to teach you something external. It is here to remind you of what has always been within you. It is an invitation to explore the depths of your consciousness, to break free from the illusions that have limited you, and to step into the highest version of yourself. Whether you realize it now or not, you have been guided to this moment for a reason. What happens next is entirely up to you. Chapter 1. The Calling. Why this book found you. There comes a time in life when an invisible force pulls you toward something greater, something beyond the daily routine, beyond the distractions, beyond what you have always known. This pull is subtle, yet undeniable, and it often manifests as an inner restlessness, a quiet but persistent feeling that there is more to existence than what meets the eye. This book has not come into your life by mere chance. It has arrived at this precise moment because you are at a point in your journey where you are ready to receive what it has to offer. If you had come across it earlier, you might have overlooked its significance, dismissed it as just another book among many, or simply not felt the need for it. But now, for reasons you may not even fully understand yet, you are here, reading these words, feeling something within you resonate. This is the calling, a silent whisper from the depths of your consciousness, guiding you toward a greater understanding of yourself and the world around you. This calling is not something external. It is not a voice from the outside telling you what to do. It is an awakening from within, a realization that the way you have been living, the beliefs you have held, and the perspectives you have adopted may no longer serve your highest purpose. It is a shift in awareness, a sense that something is changing within you, urging you to seek beyond what is familiar. For some, this feeling arises suddenly, triggered by a significant life event, a loss, a moment of deep reflection, or an encounter with something that shakes their current reality. For others, it is a slow and gradual process, a growing unease with the superficiality of the world, a quiet but persistent questioning of everything they once accepted without thought. No matter how it has manifested in your life, the fact remains that it has brought you here. Everything in life operates through energy, resonance, and alignment. You are constantly being drawn to the experiences, people, and information that match your current level of awareness. This is why certain books, ideas, or teachings only make sense to you at the right time. Had you encountered this book when your mind was not open to it, you might have dismissed its words as irrelevant, unimportant, or confusing. But something is different now. Whether you fully acknowledge it or not, something inside you has shifted, and that shift has aligned you with this book in a way that defies logic. The moment you picked it up, whether intentionally or out of curiosity, was not random. It was a moment of alignment, a point where your consciousness and the wisdom within these pages connected. Think about how many times you have ignored your inner voice, brushed aside your intuition, or allowed external noise to drown out the quiet knowing within you. The world is full of distractions, designed to keep you from hearing that voice, from recognizing that there is a deeper purpose to your existence. Society, education, and conditioning have trained you to look outside yourself for validation, answers, and meaning. But the truth has always been within you, waiting for the right moment to emerge. This book is not here to give you new knowledge. It is here to help you remember what you already know deep inside. The calling is not forceful. It does not demand your attention or insist that you follow a specific path. Instead, it gently invites you to look within, to explore the questions you have long ignored, and to open yourself to new possibilities. It is patient, waiting for you to acknowledge it in your own time. Some people go their entire lives feeling this calling, but never answering it, trapped in cycles of doubt, fear, and distraction. Others recognize it, but hesitate, unsure if they are ready for the changes it might bring. And then there are those who, when the moment arrives, choose to embrace it fully, surrendering to the unknown and allowing themselves to evolve in ways they never imagined. The very fact that you are still reading these words means that something inside you is ready. Even if you do not fully understand why or what comes next, you have already taken the first step by being here, by engaging with the message before you. This book is not just a collection of words, it is an experience, a mirror that reflects back to you the thoughts, emotions, and hidden truths you may not have fully acknowledged. Some of what you read may feel familiar, as if you have encountered it before in another time or place. Other parts may challenge you, pushing you to rethink long-held beliefs and see the world through a different lens. This is how transformation begins, not through force, but through awareness, through a shift in perception that changes everything. The calling is not about following a predefined path or adopting a set of rigid beliefs. It is about discovering your own truth, reconnecting with your inner wisdom, and stepping into the person you are always meant to be. It is about breaking free from limitations, questioning what you have been taught, and reclaiming your power to shape your own reality. If you allow yourself to fully embrace this journey, you will begin to see life in a way you never have before. You will start noticing signs, synchronicities, and patterns that were always there but previously went unnoticed. You will feel a sense of clarity, purpose, and direction that seemed elusive before. This book is here to serve as a guide, but it is not the answer. The answers have always been within you. This book simply acts as a bridge, helping you cross from where you are now to where you are meant to be. The decision to walk that path is yours alone. You can choose to set this book down and continue as if nothing has changed, or you can choose to go deeper, to listen to that voice inside you that has been whispering all along. Whatever you decide, know that this book has already done its job by reaching you at this precise moment. You are meant to find it, just as it was meant to find you. What happens next is entirely up to you. Chapter 2: The Power of Awareness. Awareness is the foundation of all transformation, yet most people live their entire lives without truly understanding its power. They drift through existence on autopilot, lost in habitual patterns, reacting instead of responding, driven by unconscious beliefs, fears, and emotions that they have never questioned. Their thoughts arise without their control, their emotions fluctuate wildly, and they find themselves trapped in repetitive cycles of frustration, anxiety, and limitation without realizing that they are the ones unconsciously creating these experiences. But the moment a person becomes truly aware, not just intellectually, but deeply, experientially, everything changes. Awareness is not just the ability to see, hear, or perceive with the senses. It is the ability to witness reality without distortion, to observe one's own mind, thoughts, and emotions from a higher state of consciousness. It is the moment when you realize that you are not your thoughts, not your emotions, not your past experiences, and not even your identity as you once believed. Instead, you are the presence behind them, the silent observer, the awareness itself. This realization is life-changing because it allows you to step out of the illusion of control and into the true power of choice. Most suffering in life comes not from external events, but from a lack of awareness of our thoughts, our behaviors, and the deeper truths of existence. People remain stuck in toxic relationships, unfulfilling jobs, destructive habits, and endless cycles of negativity because they are unaware of the unconscious forces driving them. They mistake their emotions for reality, their fears for truth, and their assumptions for facts. But when awareness enters, the fog lifts and everything becomes clear. You start to see why you think the way you do, why you react the way you do, why certain patterns keep repeating in your life. You recognize the hidden fears, traumas, and social conditioning that have shaped your identity without your consent. And in that recognition, you reclaim your power. With awareness, you no longer act out of compulsion, but out of conscious choice. You are no longer controlled by fear, anger, doubt, or insecurity, because you can observe these emotions without being consumed by them. You become the master of your own mind, rather than a slave to it. This changes not only how you see yourself, but how you see the entire world. You begin to perceive things differently, not just intellectually, but energetically. You notice synchronicities, hidden patterns, and the underlying interconnectedness of everything. You become sensitive to the unspoken emotions of others, to the flow of energy in conversations, to the subtle shifts in your own state of being. Life stops feeling random and chaotic, and instead, you start seeing how everything is perfectly orchestrated according to the level of awareness you bring to it. But awareness is not something that happens once and remains forever. It must be cultivated continuously. It requires effort, mindfulness, and the willingness to confront uncomfortable truths about yourself and the world. It means observing without judgment, questioning everything you have been taught, and being fully present in each moment instead of lost in the past or worried about the future. This practice is not easy because the unconscious mind will resist. It thrives on familiarity, comfort, and repetition. It does not want you to wake up because awareness threatens its existence. But the more you practice awareness, the more you break free from the chains of conditioning. With awareness, suffering loses its grip because suffering is sustained by unconscious identification with pain. When you bring awareness to fear, it dissolves. When you bring awareness to stress, it loses its power. When you bring awareness to the illusions that once held you back, they shatter, and you step into a new level of freedom. This is why awareness is the most powerful tool you can ever develop. It is the difference between living as a victim of life and living as a conscious creator of your own reality. With awareness, you no longer move through life passively, blindly accepting whatever happens to you. Instead, you take full responsibility for your energy, your thoughts, your emotions, and the experiences you manifest. The moment you truly grasp this, you begin to see life as it is, not as you are conditioned to believe it should be. You no longer live in reaction, but in mastery. You no longer see obstacles as limitations, but as lessons. You no longer seek external validation, because you recognize that everything you need has always been within you. This shift in awareness changes everything, and once you experience it, there is no going back. Chapter 3: Breaking Free from Illusions. Illusions shape the way people see the world, yet few ever question them, living their entire lives within a false reality constructed by external influences and internal conditioning. These illusions are not merely lies told by others. They are deeply ingrained perceptions that feel real, because they have been reinforced since childhood. The illusion of identity makes people believe that they are defined by their name, nationality, achievements, failures, and the roles they play in society, causing them to cling desperately to labels that limit their true essence. But identity is fluid, ever-changing, and far greater than any external definition. The illusion of fear keeps people trapped in cycles of hesitation, preventing them from pursuing dreams, taking risks, or stepping outside their comfort zones, even though fear itself is nothing more than a projection of the mind onto an uncertain future. People fear rejection, failure, and loss, yet fail to see that these experiences are only as painful as the meaning they assign to them. The illusion of time convinces people that happiness is always in the future or buried in the past, leading them to chase something that is always just out of reach, rather than embracing the present moment, where true power lies. The illusion of success tells people that their worth is tied to external achievements, money, status, approval, causing them to exhaust themselves chasing things that provide temporary satisfaction, but never true fulfillment. They sacrifice their health, peace, and authenticity for goals that were never truly theirs to begin with. The illusion of control makes people believe that they can manipulate every outcome, causing frustration when life unfolds differently than expected, instead of realizing that surrender and adaptability are the true sources of power. The illusion of separation fosters loneliness, competition, and conflict by making people believe they are isolated individuals rather than interconnected beings, leading to a world filled with division rather than unity and understanding. Breaking free from these illusions requires deep self-awareness, the courage to question long-held beliefs, and the willingness to unlearn everything that has been programmed into the mind. It means recognizing that much of what one has believed about life, success, happiness, and even oneself has been an illusion carefully constructed by societal conditioning, upbringing, and cultural influences. It is a painful process because the mind clings to these illusions for a sense of security, resisting anything that threatens its familiar reality. Yet, once illusions are seen for what they are, they lose their power. Fear dissolves because one realizes it was never real, just a shadow created by the mind. The need for validation fades because one no longer seeks external approval to feel worthy. The illusion of lack disappears because one understands that abundance was always present, but perception was clouded by mental limitations. The moment illusions are broken, true freedom begins, not the kind of freedom promised by society, but the deep inner freedom that comes from knowing that nothing external controls one's state of being. Challenges no longer feel like suffering, but like opportunities for growth. Life becomes lighter, more fluid, more aligned. One no longer reacts emotionally to every situation, but instead responds with clarity and wisdom. Old fears and anxieties fade because they are recognized as mental constructs rather than absolute truths. The illusion of powerlessness is shattered because one sees that they were never truly limited, only conditioned to believe they were. Breaking free from illusions is not a single event. It is a lifelong journey of awakening, questioning, and seeing beyond the surface of reality. It is a process of peeling away layers of deception, of challenging every assumption, of reclaiming the ability to perceive truth beyond the distortions of the mind. And once this awakening begins, there is no turning back, because once a person sees reality for what it is, they can never again be trapped by illusions. Chapter 4. Mastering your energy. Energy is the fundamental force that governs every experience in life, yet most people remain unaware of how it operates, leaving them vulnerable to energy depletion, external manipulation, and emotional instability. Everything in existence is energy. Every thought, every emotion, every action, every interaction, and every environment carries a vibrational frequency that directly affects the way life unfolds. When energy is scattered, unbalanced, or consumed by negativity, life feels chaotic, draining, and filled with unnecessary struggle. But when energy is consciously cultivated, directed, and protected, life begins to flow effortlessly, attracting success, clarity, and inner peace. Most people allow their energy to be dictated by external circumstances, reacting emotionally to everything around them, instead of realizing that they have the power to control their own vibrational state. They give away their energy by engaging in meaningless distractions, overindulging in negativity, and allowing toxic influences to shape their mood and mindset. Without realizing it, they become victims of their own unmanaged energy, constantly feeling exhausted, unmotivated, and out of sync with their true potential. Mastering energy begins with self-awareness, understanding that every thought carries a frequency, every word spoken emits an energetic vibration, and every action either strengthens or weakens personal power. Negative thoughts generate dense, restrictive energy that lowers vibrational frequency, making it easier to fall into patterns of fear, doubt, and procrastination. Positive, focused, and empowering thoughts create expansive energy that raises frequency, allowing for creativity, motivation, and resilience to flourish. Emotions are energy in motion, and when they are left unregulated, they can create inner chaos. Unresolved anger, fear, guilt, and resentment form energy blockages that manifest as stress, anxiety, or even physical illness. On the other hand, emotions like gratitude, love, and self-acceptance generate high-frequency energy that strengthens the body, sharpens the mind, and attracts better circumstances. Many people remain unaware that they are unconsciously feeding low-energy states through repetitive negative self-talk, self-destructive habits, and emotional reactivity. Mastering energy requires shifting from unconscious reaction to conscious creation, becoming the observer of one's own thoughts and emotions, rather than being controlled by them. This means developing emotional intelligence, practicing mindfulness, and learning to detach from external triggers. Instead of being drained by external negativity, a person who masters their energy can remain centered, unaffected, and in control of their own internal state. Energy is also influenced by external environments, surroundings filled with clutter, noise, and stress drain energy, while nature, clean spaces, and harmonious atmospheres restore it. The people one interacts with also impact energy. Negative, critical, or envious individuals can deplete energy, while uplifting, positive, and self-aware individuals can amplify it. Protecting energy means setting firm boundaries, walking away from toxic relationships, and refusing to engage in drama, gossip, or low-vibration activities. It requires the discipline to say no to distractions, the wisdom to distance oneself from negativity, and the strength to prioritize personal well-being. Beyond protection, energy must also be cultivated and amplified. This is done through high-vibration practices such as meditation, breathwork, movement, and deep focus. Meditation allows energy to be refined, directing scattered thoughts into stillness, clarity, and intention. Breathwork stimulates energy flow, cleansing the body of stagnant emotions and revitalizing inner power. Physical movement, whether through exercise, yoga, or stretching, activates dormant energy, removing blockages and increasing vitality. Deep work engaging in meaningful, purposeful activities channels energy into creativity and achievement, preventing it from being wasted on trivial distractions. Mastering energy also involves understanding frequency. High vibration states attract high-quality experiences, while low vibration states create struggle. This is why individuals who constantly dwell on problems, complain, or engage in self-pity continue to experience hardship. They are unconsciously shaping their reality through their energy output. By shifting energy through intentional focus, gratitude, and empowerment, life begins to align in a way that feels effortless. Challenges become opportunities, setbacks turn into lessons, and success comes naturally rather than through force or struggle. Energy mastery is not just about maintaining high energy, it's about learning when to rest, recharge, and realign. Burnout occurs when energy is overused without replenishment, which is why self-care, solitude, and time spent in reflection are essential. Taking time to disconnect from noise, spend time in nature, and engage in personal reflection allows energy to reset, making it easier to operate at peak performance. When energy is balanced, intuition becomes sharper, mental clarity increases, and a sense of inner calm replaces anxiety and stress. Life becomes less about chasing and more about attracting opportunities. Relationships and success naturally align with one's vibrational frequency. Mastering energy is the key to mastering destiny, because energy is the foundation of everything. Those who understand how to cultivate, protect, and direct their energy gain the ability to shape their reality with intention, rather than being at the mercy of external forces. They no longer waste energy on things that drain them, but instead focus on what empowers them. They move through life with purpose, confidence, and inner strength, unaffected by negativity or external chaos. Mastering energy means breaking free from cycles of exhaustion and struggle, stepping into a state of effortless flow where everything aligns in harmony. It is the difference between merely surviving and truly thriving. The moment a person learns to master their energy, they unlock the full potential of their mind, body, and soul, stepping into the limitless power they were always meant to embody. Chapter 5. Silence, the gateway to inner power. Silence is not just an absence of sound. It is a powerful, transformative state that grants access to the deepest levels of awareness, mental clarity, and inner strength. In a world filled with relentless noise, constant stimulation, and external distractions, silence becomes a lost art, yet it holds the key to true mastery over the mind and life itself. Most people avoid silence because it forces them to face themselves, to confront their deepest fears, unresolved emotions, and unconscious thought patterns, but it is precisely within this stillness that the greatest personal breakthroughs occur. The modern world is designed to keep people in a state of perpetual mental activity, bombarded by endless information, entertainment, and social noise, leaving little space for self-reflection. Without silence, the mind becomes cluttered, overwhelmed, and reactive, easily influenced by external forces rather than being guided by inner wisdom. But when one embraces silence, they step into a state of heightened awareness where their thoughts become clearer, their emotions become more stable, and their decisions become more aligned with their true nature. Silence is where intuition speaks the loudest, revealing answers that logic alone cannot find, guiding one toward the right path without doubt or confusion. It is in this deep quietude that energy is no longer scattered or drained by external distractions, but instead conserved, refined, and directed with precision. Silence strengthens the mind's ability to focus, allowing for deeper contemplation, creative insights, and the ability to observe life with greater clarity. Most people exhaust themselves in meaningless conversations, impulsive reactions, and mindless entertainment, unaware that they are continuously depleting their own mental and emotional energy. But silence acts as a reset, restoring inner balance and preventing unnecessary energy leakage. The practice of silence teaches emotional discipline. When one no longer reacts impulsively to everything around them, they develop an unshakable sense of control over their emotions, no longer influenced by external triggers. The power of silence extends beyond personal well-being. It enhances social interactions, creating an aura of presence that commands respect. People who master silence understand that true power is not found in excessive talking or proving oneself through words, but in restraint, observation, and speaking only when necessary. The most influential individuals throughout history have harnessed the power of silence to sharpen their minds, refine their thoughts, and develop an aura of wisdom that impacts others without effort. Silence cultivates patience, allowing one to respond to life rather than react to it, ensuring that every action is intentional rather than impulsive. It allows for deep listening to oneself, to others, and to the subtle energies of the world, revealing truths that cannot be heard in the midst of noise. Those who cannot sit in silence are often disconnected from themselves, seeking external distractions to avoid facing their own inner world. But the moment one fully embraces silence, they begin to witness a profound shift in their awareness. Their thoughts become more intentional, their emotional stability increases, and their presence becomes more magnetic. The mind learns to operate with greater efficiency, no longer burdened by unnecessary chatter, allowing for heightened creativity, strategic thinking, and the ability to see life with a clarity that few possess. Silence also enhances spiritual awareness, creating space for deeper meditation, introspection, and connection with higher consciousness. The greatest minds, philosophers, sages, and spiritual masters have always understood that silence is the gateway to enlightenment, for it strips away illusions, distractions, and unnecessary complexity, revealing the essence of reality. It is in silence that the mind detaches from external conditioning, allowing one to break free from societal programming, false beliefs, and limiting narratives. It is a space where the past and future dissolve, leaving only the pure awareness of the present moment where true power resides. Silence is the foundation of all inner mastery. As it teaches self-sufficiency, one no longer seeks validation, distraction, or approval from the outside world, but instead finds everything they need within. When one practices silence, they begin to operate from a state of internal power rather than external dependence. They conserve their words, making each one more impactful. They detach from unnecessary conflicts, focusing their energy only on what truly matters. They develop an inner stillness that cannot be shaken by external circumstances, allowing them to navigate life with unshakable confidence. Mastering silence means mastering oneself, and mastering oneself means gaining control over life itself. The moment one fully understands and embraces the power of silence, they unlock a level of awareness, strength, and clarity that few ever experience. It is the key to effortless influence, deep wisdom, and a life lived with purpose and mastery. Chapter 6. Letting Go, the Path to Freedom. Letting go is the most powerful yet challenging path to true inner freedom, as it requires one to release attachments, expectations, and the illusion of control that the mind clings to. Most people spend their entire lives trapped in a cycle of holding on to painful memories, old identities, limiting beliefs, toxic relationships, past mistakes, fear of the unknown, and even material possessions, believing that these things define their sense of self. The more one resists letting go, the more suffering they create for themselves, because attachment breeds fear, anxiety, and emotional instability. True peace comes not from accumulating more, but from releasing what no longer serves, clearing mental and emotional space for clarity, growth, and self-mastery. Holding on to past wounds only reinforces them, replaying painful experiences like a broken record, keeping one stuck in old energy patterns. The mind becomes addicted to the familiar, even when it is painful, because familiarity provides a false sense of security. But the reality is that everything in life is impermanent. People change, circumstances shift, and nothing remains the same forever. When one resists this truth and tries to force things to stay the same, they create unnecessary suffering, constantly battling against the natural flow of life. Letting go does not mean giving up. It means surrendering to the present moment, trusting that whatever is meant to stay will stay, and whatever is meant to leave will leave for a reason. It is not about avoiding responsibility or passively accepting everything. It is about consciously releasing attachments that drain energy, create inner conflict, or limit growth. People struggle to let go because they fear emptiness, believing that without these attachments, they will lose their identity or sense of purpose. But in truth, letting go creates space for something greater to emerge: new opportunities, deeper wisdom, inner peace, and a renewed sense of purpose. Emotional suffering is prolonged by clinging to the past, constantly identifying with past pain, regrets, and failures, instead of realizing that the past is only a memory that exists in the mind. One cannot move forward while carrying the weight of everything that has ever happened. Freedom comes from realizing that the present moment is the only reality, and that attachment to the past is a self-imposed prison. Letting go requires deep trust, not just in oneself, but in the natural unfolding of life. Most people try to control every outcome, fearing the unknown, but control is an illusion. The more one tries to force reality to fit their expectations, the more resistance they create, leading to frustration, anxiety, and disappointment. True liberation comes when one surrenders the need to control, understanding that life is always changing, and that resisting this change only leads to unnecessary struggle. People also hold on to relationships that no longer serve them, fearing loneliness or believing they need certain individuals to feel whole. But forcing connections that have outlived their purpose only creates more pain. True connection is never forced, it flows naturally, and those meant to stay will stay, while those who leave are making space for something better. Detachment does not mean indifference. It means engaging fully in life while remaining free from emotional dependency. It is about loving deeply without clinging, pursuing goals without desperation, and embracing success without fear of loss. Many also hold on to limiting beliefs, deeply ingrained patterns of thought that tell them they are not good enough, not worthy, or not capable. But these beliefs are nothing more than mental constructs, shaped by past conditioning. Letting go of limiting beliefs is one of the most transformative steps toward personal power, allowing one to expand beyond perceived limitations and step into their full potential. Similarly, people attach their happiness to external things, money, status, achievements, validation, believing that these things will bring fulfillment. But external attachments are unstable, always subject to change, and when one depends on them for happiness, they remain enslaved by circumstances. True freedom is found in detachment, not from life, but from the illusion that anything outside oneself is needed to be complete. Letting go is an ongoing practice that requires awareness, courage, and self-discipline. The ego resists change, fearing the unknown, but the deeper self knows that true peace comes from surrendering rather than grasping. When one releases what no longer serves them, they experience an immense lightness, as if a burden has been lifted. Energy that was once wasted on attachment and resistance is now available for creativity, purpose, and deep presence. The mind becomes clearer, decision-making becomes effortless, and emotional balance is restored. Letting go is an act of true strength. It is the ability to trust the journey, accept what is, and stop holding on to things that cause suffering. It does not mean becoming passive. It means becoming wise enough to know what to hold on to and what to release. It is the process of freeing oneself from unnecessary burdens and allowing life to unfold naturally. The moment one truly understands the power of letting go, they experience a shift in consciousness, one where peace is no longer dependent on external conditions, where clarity replaces confusion, and where life begins to flow effortlessly, free from the weight of attachment. Chapter 7. Embracing the Unknown. Embracing the unknown is one of the most powerful yet difficult steps toward true transformation, because the human mind is conditioned to crave certainty, predictability, and control. People seek comfort in the familiar, even if it limits them, because they associate the unknown with risk, fear, and potential failure. But in reality, the unknown is not something to be feared. It is the realm of limitless potential, growth, and self-discovery. Every new experience, every breakthrough, every evolution in life requires stepping into uncertainty, yet most people remain stuck in repetitive cycles, avoiding change because they are afraid of what they cannot predict. The truth is, life itself is uncertain, nothing remains the same, and trying to cling to what is known only creates suffering. When one resists change, they resist life itself, because life is a continuous process of transformation. The unknown is not a void of chaos, but a space of infinite creation, where all possibilities exist. It is in the unknown that people find new opportunities, deeper wisdom, and hidden strengths they never knew they had. Most of what people fear about the unknown is not real. It is an illusion created by the mind, based on worst-case scenarios and conditioned fears. The ego seeks control, believing that if it can predict the future, it can avoid pain, but this is a false sense of security. In reality, true power comes from embracing uncertainty with confidence, knowing that one has the ability to navigate whatever happens. The greatest moments in life, falling in love, pursuing a dream, discovering one's purpose, all happen in the space of the unknown. Those who achieve greatness are not those who avoid uncertainty, but those who step into it willingly, trusting that the journey itself will shape them into the person they are meant to become. Fear of the unknown is what keeps people trapped in mediocrity, repeating the same patterns and never experiencing the full depth of life's possibilities. When one learns to see the unknown not as something to be feared, but as an adventure to be embraced, they unlock a new level of freedom. They stop resisting change and instead begin to flow with it, allowing life to unfold naturally without the need for control. Control is an illusion. No one can predict the future, and trying to do so only leads to anxiety and stress. But when one surrenders to the unknown, they develop trust not just in life, but in themselves. They begin to understand that no matter what happens, they have the strength, intelligence, and resilience to handle it. This is the mindset of true masters, those who move through life fearlessly, knowing that uncertainty is not a threat, but an opportunity for expansion. Every major transformation begins with stepping into the unknown, whether it is leaving a toxic situation, starting a new path, or breaking free from old limitations. Those who cling to certainty never grow, because growth only happens outside of one's comfort zone. Comfort is an illusion. It feels safe, but it also keeps people stuck. The unknown is where true freedom lies, because it is the space where anything is possible. When one learns to trust in the unknown, they stop living in fear of what might happen, and instead start living fully in the present moment, open to whatever unfolds. This shift in perception changes everything. It transforms fear into excitement, hesitation into action, and limitation into possibility. The unknown is not a force working against anyone. It is the very foundation of life itself, the place where new realities are created. Those who fear the unknown remain prisoners of their own mind, trapped in the illusion that certainty equals safety. But safety does not come from controlling life. It comes from trusting oneself to handle whatever comes. The most powerful people are not those who avoid uncertainty, but those who embrace it fully, knowing that it is the key to true liberation. When one stops resisting the unknown and starts seeing it as a path to growth, they begin to experience life at a deeper level. They become more intuitive, more adaptable, more creative, and more aligned with their highest potential. They no longer fear change, but welcome it as a natural part of evolution. The unknown is not a void to be avoided. It is the gateway to the extraordinary. When one finally understands this, they stop living a life of hesitation and start living a life of boldness, purpose, and infinite expansion. Chapter 8. Manifesting from a place of alignment. Manifesting from a place of alignment is the foundation of effortless creation, because manifestation is not just about wanting something, it is about becoming an energetic match to it. Everything in the universe operates on frequency and vibration, and what a person experiences in life is a direct reflection of their dominant energetic state. Most people struggle with manifestation because they try to attract things from a place of lack, fear, or desperation, which creates resistance and blocks the flow of what they desire. True manifestation is not about forcing external outcomes, but about shifting one's internal state to naturally align with what is desired. This means thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and actions must be in perfect harmony with the intended reality. The biggest mistake people make is focusing too much on external techniques, affirmations, vision boards, scripting, while ignoring the internal alignment that determines whether those desires actually materialize. Manifestation works based on energy, and energy is shaped by emotions and beliefs more than mere thoughts. If someone desires abundance but carries deep-seated fears about money, feelings of unworthiness, or subconscious programming around struggle, they will continue to attract financial difficulties no matter how many affirmations they repeat. If someone desires love but operates from fear of rejection, insecurity, or emotional wounds from the past, they will unconsciously repel or sabotage relationships. The universe does not respond to words alone. It responds to the dominant energetic frequency a person emits. This is why alignment is crucial when one is fully aligned with their desires. They no longer feel the need to chase them, because they know they are already on the way. Misalignment creates struggle, whereas alignment creates flow, allowing desires to manifest with ease. The fastest way to align is to embody the emotional state of already having what is desired, rather than focusing on the absence of it. The reason many people feel stuck is that they focus on not having what they want, reinforcing the energetic frequency of lack. The key is to shift into the feeling of already having it, experiencing gratitude, joy, excitement, and certainty, as if it were already reality. This does not mean ignoring reality, but tuning into the deeper truth that energy precedes matter. The external world is merely a reflection of internal beliefs and emotions, meaning that by changing one's inner state, external reality will begin to shift accordingly. True manifestation happens when one surrenders resistance, stops forcing things to happen, and instead aligns with the natural flow of the universe. Resistance is created by attachment when someone is too focused on when or how something will manifest. They block it from unfolding organically. The most powerful manifestations happen when one deeply trusts, knowing that the desire is already being fulfilled in divine timing. Trust removes doubt, and doubt is one of the biggest energetic blocks to manifestation. The process of alignment requires awareness of subconscious patterns, emotional mastery, and the ability to hold a high vibration regardless of external circumstances. This means not allowing temporary setbacks to shift one's energy, but rather maintaining alignment with certainty, regardless of what appears to be happening in the moment. Those who manifest effortlessly are not lucky; they have mastered their energy and understand that their reality is a reflection of their internal state. Every person is already manifesting every second of every day. The question is whether they are manifesting consciously or unconsciously. Many people manifest unwanted circumstances because they are unaware of the negative emotions, fears, and limiting beliefs they carry on a daily basis. To shift from unconscious to conscious manifestation, one must take full responsibility for their energy and intentionally align with the reality they wish to experience. The key to effortless manifestation is learning to feel as if the desire is already fulfilled and acting in alignment with that state, not from a place of lack or waiting. This is why excitement, gratitude, and certainty are such powerful manifesting forces, because they signal to the universe that one is already in the vibration of their desires, making it inevitable for those desires to materialize. Those who struggle with manifestation often try to manipulate the external world, rather than focusing on their internal state. But the truth is that reality is not something to be controlled, it is something to be aligned with. The universe does not reward struggle, it responds to flow. When one learns to tune into that flow, manifestation becomes effortless, because the external world begins to rearrange itself to match the internal frequency. This is why alignment is everything. When one is aligned with their desires, manifestation stops being a process of effort and becomes a process of allowing. When this understanding is mastered, one realizes that they are not separate from their desires, but already one with them on an energetic level, making manifestation a natural and inevitable process. Conclusion. The journey explored within these pages is far more than just words and concepts. It is an awakening, a shift in consciousness, and a profound realization that life has never been outside of one's control, but rather shaped by every thought, belief, and energy emitted. It is the unveiling of an ultimate truth. Reality is not fixed, nor is it something that happens randomly or by chance. It is a dynamic, ever-shifting reflection of one's inner world. Every struggle, limitation, and obstacle that once seemed external was, in reality, a projection of internal conditioning, fears, and unconscious patterns. As these illusions dissolve, clarity emerges, the understanding that the mind was never meant to be a prison, but a powerful instrument of creation, and that energy is not something to be wasted in resistance and fear, but harnessed as a tool for effortless manifestation. Silence is transformed from an empty void into a vast reservoir of power, offering access to deep intuition, wisdom, and unshakable inner peace. The unknown is no longer a source of anxiety, but an infinite space of potential, where every possibility exists, waiting to be shaped by thought and intention. The realization dawns that suffering was never caused by external events, but by the resistance to change, the attachment to old patterns, and the fear of stepping beyond the familiar. Letting go is no longer perceived as loss, but as liberation, shedding what no longer serves, making space for higher alignment and effortless flow. Every challenge faced was not a punishment, but an invitation to evolve, to break through self-imposed limitations, and to step into a more expansive version of reality. The struggle for control, the desperate need for certainty, and the constant fight against circumstances are now seen for what they truly are: an illusion of the ego, a futile attempt to micromanage what is already unfolding in perfect harmony. True power does not come from force, but from trust, not from grasping, but from allowing. The shift has occurred from being a passive participant in life to becoming the conscious creator of reality, recognizing that every emotion, every thought, and every energetic state sends out a frequency that shapes the external world. Manifestation is no longer a mystery, but an undeniable law. What is believed and felt on the deepest level is what is reflected back by the universe. There is no more waiting for permission, no more seeking external validation, and no more delaying change, because everything has already been within, waiting to be claimed. The mind is no longer dominated by doubts and fears, but guided by clarity and intention, moving with precision toward desired outcomes. What once felt impossible now feels inevitable, because the internal resistance that once blocked progress has dissolved. Reality is no longer dictated by external circumstances, but consciously shaped through alignment, and life is no longer about surviving, but about thriving. Every choice, every action, every moment is now infused with awareness, no longer driven by unconscious patterns, but by a deep understanding of one's power to shape the world. The barriers that once felt unbreakable were never real. They were self-imposed limitations, programmed by past conditioning, but now they no longer hold power. The journey does not end here. In fact, it is only the beginning. The knowledge gained is not meant to be left behind in these pages, but embodied daily, applied in every situation, and lived with unwavering certainty. This is no longer about learning concepts, it is about becoming them, stepping fully into the awareness that everything wanted is already available, that life has never been about struggle, but about alignment, and that creation is not something to chase, but something to allow. There is no more fear, only excitement for what is to come. No more questioning, only knowing. No more waiting, only stepping forward with purpose, clarity, and absolute trust that the universe is responding to every vibration, every belief, and every decision. The external world has always been a mirror, and now that alignment has been found, that reflection will begin to shift in unimaginable ways. The journey ahead is limitless, because there are no longer barriers, only infinite possibilities waiting to be embraced, shaped, and brought into reality through the mastery of energy, focus, and alignment.